Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Maddie and I'm a Christian homemaker and a mom to two under two. And in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you my number one tip to be productive as a stay-at-home mom. So, my children are 14 months apart. I have a 19-month-old and then I have a 5-month-old. And that can make it really tricky to get things done. And this is the same for whether you have a newborn or a toddler, any young kids in the home. I feel like it makes it so much more difficult to get things done because you have little people who need you. They need your attention and they rely on you solely for their care. And so you have to prioritize. And obviously when you have children who need you and a home that needs you, the dishes can wait. You have to prioritize your children in those moments. But even with that being said, the home is still super important and the dishes do have to get done eventually. And so my number one tip on how to get things done, especially with two kids under two, is do not wait for a moment where you can get a task completed in that same moment. It's more than likely not going to happen. If you have 5 minutes here, 10 minutes there, you just do what you can when you can. And if you have to stop halfway through something to tend to your children, it's still worth doing that 5 or 10 minutes of work. You're still slowly making progress to what otherwise would not get done at all. And so as an example, on this particular day, I needed to do a ton of laundry. My kids' laundry needed to be folded and put away, and this was just one of the things that needed to get done. But on this particular day, my kids are also sick and very needy, and I had so much laundry that had to be put away that something had to get done. Like, it's not an option to not get it done at this point because it is so backed up. And again, it goes back to priorities and sacrifice. And so on the previous day, I wasn't able to get hardly anything done because my kids are sick. And I think I had like maybe 15 minutes out of the whole entire day that I had to be productive. And I used that 10-15 minutes to get the house dusted. But today, while my son was napping, I was able to start working on the laundry and started folding. And then my daughter ran up to me and she was crying and she didn't feel good, and she said hold and pointed to the couch, and she wanted me to just sit on the couch and hold her. And of course I'm not gonna say no to that. I'm gonna prioritize my sick child. So I stopped what I was doing halfway through my task. I sat down with her, I cuddled with her, I loved on her, and then in about 5-10 minutes, she was okay. She got back up and she started playing. And that is another thing that I really encourage every mom to do, is to teach your kid how to independently play. My daughter is really good at independent play, and that makes life so much easier, especially now that I have two kids under two and I have another baby to take care of. And then right around the time I was finishing up folding their laundry, my son woke up from his nap. And so I had to go in there and get him, bring him out, and I was able to put him in his jumper. And so both my kids were occupied. They were both in a position to where I could see them, but I was still able to get a whole load of laundry folded and put away within a 30-minute time span. Moving on from there, again, I had to stop, put a pause on things, and both of my children needed diaper changes. That's just the reality of life. After I changed their diapers, then I went back to the couch and I realized while I was folding and putting things away doing laundry, I realized that there were crumbs all over the couch that needed to be vacuumed. And so I took 5 minutes, vacuumed the couch. My kids started crying, and so I just quickly cleaned up the couch as best as I could, as fast as I could, and I was still able to get that done within a few minutes, and I was able to tend to my children. And so my number one tip for any stay-at-home mom who is trying to be more productive is to implement this practice of just doing what you can when you can, because It is not easy by any means being a homemaker with young children, and you do have to make certain priorities. But again, the home is still important and we still have to get things done somehow, some way. And one way that we can do that is by just taking the 5 minutes here and there to get things done around the house. And it's okay if you have to pause in the middle of a task, and it's okay if you don't get to go back to that task to complete it. At least you did something, and so when you do have another opportunity to go back to it, you have already completed some time in the process of it, and you're not having to start from the beginning. Because chances are, whether it's hours later or even days later, you're still not going to have enough time to start the task from beginning to finish and get it totally completed and out of the way without some kind of interruption. And if I had to add a bonus tip to this, it would be you just have to make it a priority to be productive. There are days that I don't feel like being productive, but I have to get things done. Alright guys, that is it for today. I hope that you found this video helpful. I hope that you found it encouraging, and we are all just doing the best we can, and by God's grace, we are able to live out the calling that He has placed on our lives. Leave a comment down below what is your #1 productivity tip, and if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and then subscribe to my channel for more videos on Christian lifestyle, homemaking, and motherhood.